All right, as promised, let's begin with a little bit of information about what the ancient Egyptians needed to do to reach their afterlife. So, to the ancient Egyptians, the land of two fields was a real place. It was a heavenly place. It was the place you went after you died. One of the reasons the god Osiris was so honored in ancient Egypt is because it was Osiris who opened the door to the afterlife for everyone. It took more than dying to enter the land of two fields. You had to earn your way into your afterlife by doing good deeds while you were alive. The more good deeds you did, the lighter your heart became. If your heart was not light, you could not board Ra's board and sail away into your afterlife. To avoid any chance of trickery, the goddess Ma'at weighed your heart after you died. Can you imagine someone weighing your heart after you died? If your heart was not light enough, you were stuck in your tomb forever. But once you were in, you were in. You only had to sail away in Ra's boat once. After that, you had a free pass and your soul could come and go. There was not a lot of crime in ancient Egypt. Everyone wanted their heart to be light. There were two other requirements you had to satisfy before you could enter the land of two fields. Not only did your heart have to be light, you also had to have your name written down somewhere, and you had to have a preserved body. That's because the ancient Egyptians believed in a soul. They believed your soul split into two parts after you died. One part, the Ba, there's that word again, flew off every morning to keep watch over your living family. The other part, the Ka, flew off every morning to the land of two fields to enjoy your afterlife. Both the Ba and the Ka returned each night to your tomb so you could get some sleep. In the morning, the whole cycle started again. If something happened to your preserved body, or if your name was not written down somewhere, the Ba and the Ka would get lost on their way home. You would disappear. You would never again be able to watch over your family or be able to enjoy your afterlife. That's kind of sad. So here is what the ancient Egyptians needed to do to get to their afterlife. Remember last time I told you that we would learn some of the things they needed to do. So you had to save yourself. Make sure you have your Ba and your Ka. You must have your name written down. Do lots of good deeds, lots and lots, and keep your heart light. Fill your tomb with grave goods, especially tiny little clay people, to do all your work for you in your afterlife. Buy some spells in the marketplace from the Book of the Dead. Prepare your body. Remember that word, mummification? Dress up your mummy. You want to look good in your afterlife. Enjoy your funeral. Watch out for grave robbers. Welcome to eternity travel. Prepare for your afterlife, but don't be caught after dark. And then next, we'll talk a little about the grave goods. So the ancient Egyptians believed that after they died, they would move on to a real place, the land of two fields, which we just mentioned, where they would spend the rest of eternity. You had to earn your way in by doing good deeds in your lifetime. You needed some luggage. You did not want to arrive in the land of two fields without things to make your afterlife comfortable. The ancient Egyptians spent a great deal of time preparing grave goods, the goods they needed in their afterlife. They had no doubt they would be assigned jobs in their afterlife. Can you imagine having a job when you're gone too? They also believed they could make little clay figures who would magically do their work for them. So they made lots of little clay figures. They also made little toys and tiny articles of beautiful clothing and miniature pots and bowls and anything else they might want in their afterlife. So it kind of sounds like they're thinking that they built their own tiny little village out of clay to do work for them that comes to life in their afterlife, which means after they've passed away. Sounds a little crazy, doesn't it? But sounds kind of cool too. The ancient Egyptians had a great deal of fun making their grave goods and showing what they had made to their friends and family before they packed them away. There was much oohing and eyeing over grave goods in ancient Egypt. Grave goods were packed away in big urns, rather like packing luggage for a trip, like if you were going to go on vacation. After they died, these urns full of the grave goods they made throughout their life were buried with them in their tomb. So, like we said before, they would pick and choose things that they felt that they needed or that would be useful for their afterlife. So those were called grave goods. So if anybody has any questions or wants to add anything, please feel free to leave it in the comments, and we'll talk more soon on the Zoom. Bye-bye, guys.